Hey, good evening, my friends. How are you? Sorry for the couple of minute delay. I actually had a hard time connecting with my little fancy thing that allows me to do multiple cameras. Hey, Reese, how are you? So tonight, it'll just be just one shot, just one basic shot. But I think we'll be okay, right? It's all right to do something a little bit different. Even though it won't let me go live this way to immediately to Facebook or to my Vimeo channel, but at least it's a way to be live for another edition of Wednesday Night Live. Reese, I'm doing just great. Nice to have you along with us. My name is Mike Avery. This, of course, is the Mike Avery Outdoors Facebook page, and this is another edition of Wednesday Night Live here on my Facebook page. You might hear a little barking going on in the background. That's my daughter, Shelby's dog, Georgie. Shelby and Georgie are staying with. Hey, Ryan, how are you, my friend? Hey, Ryan, how are those babies? And how are you guys holding up? Got your hands full right now, but you have a beautiful view looking out your home office, right? How cool is that? Anyway, nice to have you along with us tonight. As I say, this is something a little bit different. Tom says, good evening. Well, wonderful, Tom. How are you? Looking out your home office, right? Okay. Normally, the last few weeks, I've set this up so I could go live on Instagram or not Instagram, but YouTube and Facebook and all this other stuff. But I had a hard time connecting tonight for some reason, so we'll do it this way. How was your day since we last talked? If you were with me this morning, we talked about some, I think, interesting topics. And some topics on all of our minds right now, of course. But we just got to get through them. One of the things we're going to do tonight is give away a Michigan brand ham, part of our ham for the holidays. This will be an Easter ham, of course. Hello, Paul. How are you? Aaron, nice to have you with us as well. Ben says it's the first time you're able to watch. It's a silver lining of quarantine. Well, Ben, I'm glad to have you along with us. Thanks for joining us. How are you? And see, now I got a weird connection on my weird signal on my phone as well. So maybe the internet is weird tonight. Maybe that's why I'm having a hard time connecting. And wouldn't it be something if in the midst of all this stuff we lost all of our internet? What would we do? What would we do? Oh. How is Michigan treating the fishermen? Can you hear Georgie in the background here barking? She's not happy right now because she's in her crate. Why is this showing that? Well, Nick, it makes me think you're not from Michigan, right? If you're making that comment, you're apparently not from Michigan. That's. Let me ask you, in your home state, how are they treating the fishermen there? Bernie says your ponds are full of geese and ducks. Our ponds do not have ducks, but our pond is full of geese, that's for sure. Pinkney checking in tonight. Joe, nice to have you along with us. I think Michigan is treating the fishermen very well. They being the DNR, did close the Tippy Dam to fishing because people were not abiding by the social distancing guidelines. And I think it's a very good possibility that we might see that happen at some other facilities as well if people can't quit crowding together. Hey, thank you, Lori. Yeah, my daughter is doing better. My daughter, by the way, did have a case of coronavirus, or the Rona, as we call it. And she was pretty sick. She's doing better now. Thanks for asking. The goose fence is working just fine, Rob. It's doing its job. It's keeping the geese out of my backyard. It's a constant battle with those things. They're like big flying rats, aren't they? They're like big seagulls. And they make a bigger mess. Oh, she's mad up there. Georgie is mad. She's mad because she's in her crate. She can't join me right now. And you're going to hear it barking throughout this entire thing because she's not going to stop. No perch again today, eh, Marty? Hey, Gina. Gina Cannell of Jay's Sporting Goods. Of course, Jay's now closed temporarily during this whole situation. Gina, how are you guys doing? Yeah, she recovered. I mean, she was very, very sick for a while. There's no doubt about it. But she was in the low-risk category. And so she's doing much better. Thanks for asking. Pretty scary, though. When you see what it can do to somebody, yeah, a lot of organic fertilizer, that's for sure. When you see what it can do to a young, healthy person, I can see how it would be very, very bad for an older person or somebody with in rough shape to have it. Coldwater checking in. Pratt Lake checking in from Gladwin County. Hey, just for the heck of it, why don't you tell me where you're checking in from tonight? Christine says there's still snow in the UP, or is there still snow in the UP in parts of it? John checking in from Traverse City. Josh checking in from where? Munger Josh? A mink. A mink known to eat. Yes, they will. They will absolutely eat duck and goose eggs, Matt. Absolutely. We don't have any mink on our ponds, but we have a couple of muskrats for sure. Beaverton checking in. Thank you, Patrick. I will. San Jose, California. Of course, that's where you guys are at Landshead. Brent out in Port. Brent, what are you doing in Port Huron? Canadian Lakes. I bet they missed you at Canadian Lakes. Prescott checking in. Thank you, Danny. Unionville. Where else are we checking? Williston, North Dakota. Beautiful state of North Dakota. Dale checking in from Linwood. Captain Todd checking in from Port Huron. Ryan checking in from Beaverton. Patrick from Lewiston. Reese checking in from Midland. Petoskey checking in from the Holiday Inn. Rockford checking in. Nate, not far from where my mother lives. Nate, interesting situation with the nursing home there, huh? Got caught in the rain with a car. Uh-oh. Wixom Lake checking in. Nova Scotia. Commerce Township. Fort Wayne, Indiana. Well, listen, I'm glad to have you along with us tonight. How do you know that? How do you know that? Just Scott checking in from the woods in Midland. Midland. Anyway, my friends, nice to have you along with us on another edition of Wednesday Night Live. This is something I do every Wednesday night at 7 o'clock here on the Mike Avery Outdoors Facebook page. Usually what we do is I'm also, hey, Mike, haven't seen you for a while. How you been, buddy? Usually I'm also live on the Mike Avery Outdoors YouTube channel as well. For some reason, I could not make the connection tonight, so we're strictly on the Facebook page, and I won't be able to put it on the YouTube channel this week. Hector, Minnesota will be home in Northport. Truck driver. Twining checking in. You're still truck driver. People who are doing the deliveries, God bless you. Hey, it's April. Good. Definitely a first in all your 35 years at Jay's. Praying for all. Absolutely, Gina. We all are. Otisville checking in. It is April. It's the month of April. By the way, you will need your new fishing license. Lance, teaching fishing, checking in from Flint, about ready to have a curfew enacted. Oh, I didn't see that. 9 to 6, a curfew? I didn't see that. Is that a, Lance, help me out. Is that a city-imposed thing, or did something happen statewide that I'm not aware of, that I didn't see? Wow. I wasn't aware of that. Muskrats, they make tunnels at the edge of the yard, edge of the pond. They haven't made it up into our yard yet. Jim Felgenauer checking in. My friend Jim, how are you? I hope retirement's treating you well, but you don't seem to have slowed down at all. You seem just as busy as you were when you were working. I hear that from a lot of my retired friends. You don't know how you had. Did I get pranked on April Fool's Day? Yeah, I did. I had this great big prank that there was this massive virus that came in and took over the country. Oh, wait, that wasn't a prank. That's for real. City as of now. All right, Lance. Well, stay safe, my friend. And continue. Lance was with us this morning. I'm telling you, Lance Valentine of Walleye 101 and Teaching Fishing. One of the most interesting fishing educators you will ever meet. My goodness, my bags are bad underneath my eyes today. Wow. Check him out. Teachingfishing.com, walleye101.com. Morels. I have seen some pictures of morels already. So morels are starting to pop in the southern part of the state. Turkey season coming up. You hope turkeys forgot to practice social distancing. Absolutely. Turkey season is coming up. And despite what you are probably or might be reading here on Facebook, not my page, but Facebook in general, which is just a cesspool of bad information, social media in general, it's a wonderful tool, but my goodness, is it filled with a bunch of junk. Do not look, hey Ace, how are you? Do not look for the Michigan DNR to close. We're going to talk about Tippy. Do not look for the Michigan DNR to close the Michigan spring turkey season, as some people are claiming. The DNR is not closing fishing and hunting seasons, Brad. It's not going to happen. There are restrictions being put in place. Granted, this changes all the time. Why in the world would the answer the question for you? I'm just curious. Why would the DNR want to close turkey season? For what reason? Evening, Jeff. Very true, Jeremy. Mike's ready to hit the woods, aren't we all? I'm hanging in. I'm hanging in there. How are you doing, Butch? I'm hanging in there. I'm doing great. I'm doing great. All you can do is what you can do. Do the best you can do and hang in there and keep pushing on, right? Practice social distancing. I get it. I am. Read the rule book about the walleye limit in the Detroit River. It said it increased to 6, but it can be changed. No, I have not. Exactly. The DNR needs the money, so why would they close down? Why would they close down a season that makes them money? See, you can't come up with a good reason, right? You can't come up with a good reason why they would close down turkey season, because there isn't one. But you still have to abide by social distancing. Absolutely. But we don't go out turkey hunting in groups of hundreds like they do fish below Tippy Dam for steelhead or salmon in the fall. Oh, I want to show you something. You were scouting turkeys. Good for you, Tim. And we are going to give away a Michigan brand ham. Nick Grillo, my friend, are you with us tonight? Nick, check in if you are, and we'll give away a Michigan brand ham here in a few minutes. I want you to check this out. You know you can't find hand sanitizer anywhere. Anywhere. If you can get a hold of some of this, this works very, very well. They say, and I trust the people at Hunter Safety System. The DNR may not, but you're afraid the governor could. She does like the spotlight, doesn't she? She does like the spotlight. Yeah, she does. Oh, yeah, Nick is here. Okay, thank you, Nick. This is from the folks at Hunter Safety System. It's called a LimaShield, and it's actually for... I can see the 6th Street Dam in Grand Rapids, absolutely. Or the boat launches down on the Detroit River, absolutely. It's a scent elimination product. Did they find the dad and son that went missing? No, I don't know, Lance. I didn't hear anything about it. South Rock, anything about it. But it works very well as a hand sanitizer. Chad, you're getting ahead of yourself here. This is basically the same product that the folks at DaVita Dialysis use. I'm being very nice to the governor, am I? All I said was she likes the publicity. Never let a crisis go to waste, right? That's all I said. I didn't say anything else. That's all I said. Check this stuff out. It is very, very effective hand sanitizer if you can find it anywhere. I know Jay's carries it, but of course you can't get into Jay's right now. But if you can find this, it's a LimaShield Hunt core body foam, and it's a very, very effective hand sanitizer from my friends at Hunter Safety System. Local PD have been watching the launches in the downriver area. Need to get away from the negative stuff on TV. I haven't watched a TV newscast in many, many days. There's nothing. What good is going to come from it? If Josh says that 4 or 5 people, absolutely. Jim was on launches will be open, but will be closed if social distancing guidelines are not followed. Absolutely. The DNR basically said that. Well, I think that's what she's vying for, Brent. Absolutely, I think that's what she's after. Yep. I agree with you there. If we practice social distancing, we're likely not to see any more restrictions. If we continue the type of behavior that was seen below Tippy Dam, look for more restrictions. Who wants to win a Michigan brand ham? Oh, by the way, we're going to give away another Michigan brand ham next week as part of Lent for Easter. Hunter Safety System, great people. And then after Lent, we're going to switch over. We're going to give Nick Grillo a break on the Michigan brand hams, and we're going to start giving away some freaking pickles. I don't have any freaking pickles here with me because they're up in the refrigerator right now. But we'll start that in 2 weeks. But for right now, starting right now, for the next 3 minutes, if you want to win a Michigan brand ham for Easter, now is your chance. Start making your comments now. Tell Nick Grillo of Michigan Brand Meats why you should win a Michigan brand ham for Easter. And in 3 minutes, we will choose that winner. So make your comments. Make them as funny or clever as you can, but please don't make a comment about you're going to give it to a family in need. That is an honorable thing to do. God bless you for saying that. However, it makes it almost impossible for Nick to draw a winner. So tell us why you want to win a Michigan brand ham, and say something clever that's going to get Nick's attention. And Nick, buddy, it's all in your hands now. And thank you to the Grillo family and Nick Grillo of Michigan Brand Meats. Where are you looking for the perch, Marty? Geez, we can only hope, Bernie. I was actually wondering the same thing today, Bernie. I was wondering the exact same thing. Michigan brand hams tonight, a Michigan brand ham next Wednesday. And then we will give the Grillo family a break, and we'll start giving away some freaking pickles. I just noticed a piece of trim I have to fix over there. A little white caulk will do wonders, won't it? I'm going to make myself a note right here. Fix window trim. It's one of those things you never see until you're looking at it and go, oh, I got to fix that over there. Fix window trim. All right, you got about a minute and a half for the Michigan brand ham. Who wants to win one? You need a new fishing license starting today, by the way. Several places are still selling them that are open, like hardware stores and such, or you can get them online. 1 minute on the Michigan brand ham. And those of you who have been with us before know what's coming up. 1 minute on the Michigan brand ham. Make a comment about why you should win. And Nick Grillo, yes, you do, Steve. And Nick Grillo will pick that winner. Hey, did you see the picture of that big post-spawn Saginaw Bay fish? I can't. Gina, there's so much going on. And my brain's not as young as it used to be. Sometimes I do have a very hard time focusing. There's so much going on. 30 seconds on the ham. 30 seconds on the Michigan brand ham. Gina Cadell of J says, focus, Mike, focus. I am well known for not focusing on especially by the time we get to tonight. Turkey season's not going to be closed, Chris. Don't even spread the rumor. Turkey season in Michigan is not going to be closed. And if it is, they better come up with a darn good reason. 10. You know what's coming. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's the buzzer. Contest is over. My lungs are in good shape. I do not have COVID-19. I know you don't. You hate it when I do that, don't you? But you should know better by now that that's how I end the contests. I got to have some fun, right? All right. No sense making any more comments. Nick is in the process right now of choosing the winner of this week's Michigan brand ham. Ham for the holidays. Ham I am, Gina says. Hey, the contest is over. No more comments on the Michigan brand hams. The contest is over. It's over. Nick is in the process of choosing one right now. Oh, I think you're that far behind me. Never mind. Chad Cap is tonight's winner. Chad Cap. Congratulations. Your dog was not impressed. Your 2-year-old is amazed by it. Congratulations to Chad Cap for winning this week's Michigan brand ham. Chad, send me a private. I don't blink my eyes because I want people to think the video feed is frozen up. Oh, boat registration as well. Thank you for that. My daughter's doing well, Ross. In fact, she's upstairs right now. She needs help. That was a great buzzer. She, since her law firm is shut down for now, I mean, they're all still working from home remotely. So she moved in with us for a few weeks. I'm not inhaling the cigars, no, but I'm having a harder and harder time finding cigars. Well, Nick, thank you to you for providing the Michigan brand hams that you give us every week. And we'll give away one more. MichiganBrand.net, MichiganBrand.net. You can get them all over the place. Check the website, michiganbrand.net. Also check the websites for details on saving a bunch of money on gas right now. Michigan Brand and Forward Corporation have extended that promotion, so you can save 7 cents a gallon for every pack of Hunter Sticks you buy from Michigan Brand at Forward convenience stores, and save 7 cents a gallon for every pack. How do you think the lack of egg collection, no net pens, etc., will affect the future runs? Did they stop that? I hadn't heard they stopped it. Did they stop it because of the virus? I hadn't heard that. Ron, you were one of the folks who bought the lifetime license. That is a wonderful deal. I think that's great. Good for you. I wish I would have done that. They only offered it for just a few years. Okay, so what else are we going to talk about? We got some things we got to cover tonight. Turkey season is coming up here in just a few weeks. Again, do not look for the Michigan DNR to cancel turkey season. That's a rumor that's going around on Facebook. But think about this. They did per Jay Wish. They did. I don't know. Is that, who was that right there? Dave Ash. Dave, we're going to have you on the show here in a few weeks, aren't we? Dave Ash is a guy I have not met before, but I want to meet him. He is a carp fishing aficionado. Last bear roast for dinner tonight. Lori, we had... No, lifetime licenses will never come back. I don't believe. Lori, we had chili. Denise made bear chili Sunday, and I've been eating it for the last couple of days. Bear chili from the bear that I shot in Ontario. And I would suspect I'm probably not going to be able to go back to Quebec in May for that springtime hunt. I think springtime bear hunts are going to be probably on hold for a little while, right? Let's just hope everything's back to normal so we can get up there in August. Tippy Dam. Let's talk about Tippy Dam. Have you ever been to Tippy Dam? If so, you know what kind of a crowd they get there. It's elbow to elbow, shoulder to shoulder. And my understanding is DNR went in there. He's also a pier fisherman. Perfect. Dave's got to be on the show with me. Dave, I'm looking forward to it. Concerns in walleye opener canceled. You can't cancel. I understand what you're saying, but you can't cancel. I don't think you can cancel a fishing season based on this whole social distancing. Because people in the UP, they think us down here at our social distancing, they think we're idiots. They're like, why would you want to fish in a crowd anyway? And I'll ask that same question. Why would you want to fish in a crowd like you see below Tippy Dam? Where's the appeal there? Where's the fun in that? But the DNR, when they announced that they were closing down Tippy Dam, said this: we are doing it because people are not observing social distancing, and we are looking at other areas around the state, and if we see a problem there, future action may well be taken. So use that as your warning. Use that as a heads up. Also, last week I was talking about this is a good time. Woodchucks are out, Tim says. I would love to fish Tippy right now. Those who have will understand. You're going out on the Detroit River tomorrow, Fred. Have fun. Avoid the crowds. Right? Social distancing. Any word on the walleye for Warriors? Ross, no official word. It's being looked at very closely. I know the casino's already backed out. I have a feeling we're going to see walleye for Warriors postponed. That's not the official word. I don't know that for a fact. Jim says hatcheries are short-staffed. Available staff are being used to stock fish. Not enough current staff to do both this and egg collection. Egg collection not considered essential. Lori is announcing the winner of your big turkey hunt tonight. Lori, how are you doing it? On your Facebook page, Wildcard Outdoor Adventures? I will look for that. Yeah, Fletcher's Pond sounds like a lot better place to fish than Tippy, doesn't it? As of 7 hours ago, father and son were still missing on Huron River near Rockwood. I had not heard of that, Lance. Thank you, Lance said. Fremont, Ohio closed walleye fishing on the Sandusky River. Last week, I said that this would be a great time to get your kids involved in online hunter ed classes. Turns out those online hunter ed classes are not available. They extended the state of emergency June 9th. Did they officially extended it to June 9th? See, I'm not trying to stay up on the latest. I don't watch. What am I going to learn from watching the news right now? That people are sick, that people are worried, and there's a virus going around that makes us have to keep our distance from each other? What else am I going to learn from watching the news right now? It'll be on the Wildcard Outdoor Adventures page. You're going to go live after me. Thank you, Lori. God is in control. This is really something to keep in mind with Holy Week coming up next week. And if when I say God is in control, it alienates you and you turn the channel. I know this isn't the channel, but so be it. God is in control. There's a reason for all this. Tribal negotiations are also on hold. I was wondering about that, Jim, because this is the time for the 2020 consent decree negotiations. Round 2, he says, huh? Avoiding the news is something we should all do for about 2 weeks. Yeah, don't watch it. You're just going to get depressed. Hello, Martin. How are things over at in Crossbow Land? How's shore fishing? Yes, it is. My Coast Guard application process for my license is on hold. No ATV hunter safe or boater classes. Yeah. Get your kid on the apprentice license. No need for hunter safety. True, but there's going to come a time where eventually they're going to need it. And my point last week was, boy, this is a great time to get your kids involved in an online hunter education class. Then I found out they weren't doing online hunter education classes right now. But keep an eye out. They will all. They'll be back, right? No creel surveys, at least until May either. What else can you tell us, Jim? You're full of information tonight. Had before and will again. He was just looking forward to it. Yeah, that's right. For 2 years only. You can only be on the apprentice license for 2 years. And then you've got to get your hunter safety class. Paul, are you still in Florida? Cooking up some fresh walleye right now that I'd love to share with everyone, but these social distancing rules won't allow you to. Well, Josh, I'll share some of my bear chili with you. Executive Director for DNR hiring freeze. Executive Directive for DNR hiring freeze. Looking forward to getting the hunter bow hunter class going again. Could the DNR get new hunters with a small game hunting weekend like they free fishing? I don't know. It's a good idea. It is worth considering. Absolutely. Robert says his captain's license and his TWIC card and his CPL are all on hold. Paul's in Bonita Springs where it's 88 degrees today. I was able to get my TWIC card. I got it last year. Oh, Dave, I got to get you on the show. Can we do it next week? You sound like an extraordinarily interesting man. But my charter captain's license is being held up in the system right now, as you can imagine. And my CPL, I haven't heard back from them. I renewed it online. I have until June technically. But I think what's going to happen is that with everything that's going on, I think a lot of these deadlines are going to get extended. Like our tax deadline went from April 15th to June 15th, right? So I think, yeah, Captain Mel. I don't know what you're responding to, but I took my, here we go. It's a charter captain's license. There was a comment here about Captain Mel. I didn't catch it. I took my class from Captain Mel Stackpool at Great Lakes Charter Training, glctraining.com. I can't recommend it enough. I highly, highly recommend it. They guarantee you will pass your Coast Guard exam. But, of course, right now they can't get together and meet. So Mel Stackpool is talking with the Coast Guard right now about developing an online class, and he thinks he's very close to having Coast Guard approval for that. That's what I said earlier. God is in total control. There's a reason for everything. Hope my fishing season... Well, my fishing season will be good because right now I haven't been on the water. driver's license expiration has been waived as well. Because my boat is at Linwood Beach Marina, and Linwood Beach Marina is temporarily closed down. I find myself reaching for my nasal spray because I'm getting all stuffed up. Marty says, hopefully this craziness will be over by the opening of walleye season. You know, walleye season's only 3 weeks away, right? I pray it's over by then, but hopefully, Brian, you'll be able, well, May, I don't know. Let's see. If you have it in your hand, you have control over it. If you put your hands up in the air, God has control. Good point, Robert. Good point. We got a few more minutes, my friends. What do you want to talk about? Again, congrats to Chad Cap for winning the Michigan brand ham, part of our ham for the holidays. This, of course, is considered an Easter ham. Turkeys are hanging out at the KFP 360 condo, just saying. I'll be out there. Scott, when do you want me to come over and set up that blind? I've got one of those see-through Primos double bull blinds that I'll be hunting out of. Good question, Steve. Can you launch at Linwood Beach? Yes, you can. As of yesterday, you could. Linwood Beach Marina is closed. However, they are not restricting people from using the launch. There is a donation jar at the launch. I don't think the docks are in yet, but you can launch at Linwood Beach Marina. In fact, there was a day last week where they had people backed up almost out to Linwood Road. There were so many people launching there. Think about it, Mike. After all this crap and done it over with, a big Wednesday night, I went by a live party at Forwards in West Branch. Well, the first one we're going to do, when this is all over, the first Wednesday night live we're going to do is at Oscar and Joey's Roadhouse. Because Dave Miner, like all restaurants, has had to close down, and Dave is not doing any takeout. So what I'd like to do is, as soon as we get back to normal here again, have a Wednesday night live at Oscar and Joey's and see if we can help out Dixie Dave. And then about a month later, which is sooner than we usually do them, have another Wednesday night live at the Lumberjack in West Branch to see if we can start getting things rolling again. What do you think of that? Is that a good idea? Matthew says, anytime I want to talk broadheads and bow hunting, give him a shout. I thank you. Oh, that's wonderful, Matthew. Thank you. Well, being from Texas, you like things straightforward, don't you? The docks are in. Your buddy fished today. Robert, you're saying the docks are in at Linwood Beach now? What is my go-to walleye rig for the opener? It will be either a Hottentot or a flicker shad. Trolling on Saginaw Bay. Should be March 3rd. Okay, so the consensus is that you would like the idea of doing two Wednesday night lives at Oscar and Joey's and Forward Corporation to help get things rolling again. Speaking of that, what is this? Right? What you missed the last few weeks. Well, I'm glad to have you back with us, James. This is my Yeti. I don't like Yetis. I think they're overpriced. They're a solid product, but I think they're overpriced. So I will never buy one for myself. But when people give it to me, like my friends at the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation did, I will use them. That's a plug for the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation. We know you'll be there, Martin. And Tim and Jen, we know you'll be there as well. Yeah, Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation, great people. You like that cup, do you, Jeff? I can guarantee you, Ron, that my go-to rig will not be Nightcrawlers. Yes, okay, you talked about Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation. Yeah, give you another plug. Actually, I have, Don. Here on the Facebook page, I put a post yesterday coming out of Oakland County that somebody found one, and then there was a follow-up post where somebody found a bunch of them. So, yes, they are starting to see morels in the southern part of the state. Of course, in the North Country, there's still a lot of snow on the ground in parts. Lori, I know you guys will be there. Is that Captain? You'd love to bow hunt for elk. So would I, James. So would I. I don't think I would use my recurve for elk, though. I think that would be to get the hunt of a lifetime with an elk. To do a recurve, and I'm not sure I want to hunt with anything other than a recurve these days. So that would be an interesting topic. Is fishing closed in the state of Michigan? Just wondering, that's all. No. Fishing is not closed in the state of Michigan, and thanks for asking. Fishing season is open in Michigan, and fishing is being encouraged in Michigan. How did I get this cup? I was given it by my friends from the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation. It's water and Crystal Light. Yes, it is. But there are some restrictions here in Michigan with social distancing. You got to be 6 feet apart, right? And it appears in very crowded areas that they are willing to enforce it like they... Yeah, you got the elk hunt for me. I've been on that elk hunt, Scott. No thanks. I thought that was the hunt of a lifetime. Turned out it was one of the most frustrating hunting experiences I've ever had. Just like you, right? But anyway, yeah, it is open. They are encouraging people to go fishing. Just keep your distance, 6 feet apart. Which means, and that's an interesting, okay, this week's Ask Avery segment. I'll bring it up right now. Tom Colvin brought up a very interesting question in the Ask Avery segment. He says, with the travel restriction ban in place, how are people traveling to fishing places like Tippy Dam? Well, this is before Tippy closed. And Saginaw Bay. He bought his new boat at Linwood Beach Marina last year and would love to get out on the bay, but he lives in Lapeer County and it's a drive to the bay. Plus, the 6-foot rule still is to be observed. And you can only have one person in your vehicle. All very true. So it does make it tough, doesn't it? I can see where you would be able to keep 6 feet apart in your boat. It would be tough, but you could do it. Sorry, my nose is running. But technically, you'd have to drive up in different vehicles unless you had a big crew cab and you were sitting in the driver's seat on one side and your buddy was in the passenger seat on the other side. Jim says, keep the length of a 6-foot jigging rod apart. So you could do it. You could do it. You just have to take different vehicles up there. But then, anyone getting a ticket for traveling to fish? No. In fact, the Attorney General's office made a decision that police in Michigan cannot pull you over just to see if you're doing something you shouldn't do. Because right now you can technically only drive to your job or to the grocery store or to the doctor or to the pharmacy or something like that, right? But they can't pull you over to check and see what you're doing. But think about this, because I've been saying this for a while. There's not a police officer in Michigan that is, unless you're from the same household. That's correct, Levi. There's not a police officer in Michigan because keep in mind, cops are people and they have families. They have wives. They have kids. My dad was a cop for 35 years. I know cop families, right? I know cops. A lot of my buddies are cops. There is not a cop in this state that, unless he has to, is going to pull you over and stick his head into a vehicle of strangers that he doesn't know, pick up something and take the risk of taking it back to his family. They're not going to do that for no reason. They're going to have a very good reason. And the cops I've been talking to said, it better be a very good reason for us to pull somebody over right now. That's just human nature, right? They don't want to... Police officers are very unselfish people. They're servants. They would risk their own safety to help you. Most cops would, I believe. But when it comes to taking something home to their family and risking their family, they're human. They don't want to do that. Now, having said that, if it hits the fan and they had to jump into action, they would put all that aside and they would do whatever they had. They would do whatever they had to do to protect somebody else. You're welcome, Steve. It's my pleasure. A couple more minutes on this Wednesday Night Live, and we're going to wrap it up. This is something I do every Wednesday night, by the way. We like to give something away. This Wednesday, it was a Michigan brand ham. Thank you, Nick Grillo and the Grillo family of Michigan brand meats. We will give away one more next week, and then we're going to switch over to freaking pickles. Freaking pickles. I've fallen in love with freaking pickles. They're freaking good. And they're healthy. Yeah, well, I think we're looking at that situation the same, Tim. You and I are. The smart thing to do is not to travel to fish, just the unselfish thing to do, Raymond says. Not the 6-foot rule. It's stores and gas stations. I get all my gas at Forward Shell stores, right? But I cringe every time I pick up that pump. How many people have touched that pump? I'm not wearing gloves yet. I should be. But I sanitize. How many people have touched that very gas pump and then the pin pad to put your numbers in? How many people have touched that pin pad? And are any of them sick? We don't know. Richard says he wish he was one of the freaking... Now don't get them confused. We got Michigan brand hams and we got freaking pickles. Missouri, no, Steve, they do not, but you can buy them online at michiganbrand.net. Walmart, that's a good idea. Fried pickles. I love fried pickles. I try not to eat too many of them. But yeah, I love fried pickles. Wear gloves. I should. The reason I don't eat fried pickles is for those of you who are new here. I've lost about. I got to read it. Is it fake news talking about restrictions on hunting and canceling? I believe it's fake news. If you hear a news report talking about how they've decided to cancel the Michigan turkey season, I'm telling you right now, that is fake news. Because that decision has not been made, or at least certainly has not been announced. You hear Georgie up there barking? Going back to a previous thing, I lost about 115 pounds here in the last year. And I have gained a few back. I've gained 5-6 pounds back. But that's normal. They said that I would gain maybe 20, 25 pounds back. But I'm working very hard to keep that weight off. So I try not to eat a lot of fried pickles. But the freaking pickles are a good, healthy snack. So I like those. Ross, send me a link about what? What am I missing here? Tell me again. I had surgery, Lance said. I had surgery. I had bariatric surgery. I had a gastric sleeve. In fact, the local hospital here has been waiting to run a story on it, and it kind of got put on the back burner with all this other stuff. But they contacted me the other day, and they're gonna release it here very soon. So I didn't talk a lot about it at first, but I'm ready to talk about it now. Joe has had freaking pickles. They're wonderful, aren't they? You'll see. Don't tease me like that, Ross. Doggone ya. All right. Well, it sounds like Georgie needs a friend upstairs. Thank you, Ryan. You might be able to hear her barking. Georgie is my daughter, Shelby. Georgie is her husky. And they're both staying with us throughout this situation. And I'm very glad to have them under my roof. Yes, you do have to have that essential employee paperwork technically in your vehicle, because I had to produce them for our church. Since I'm the chairman there, actually our vice chairman, Paul, made the letters and I just signed them. But we were told we had to have paperwork that everybody could show if they got stopped, and saying that that they're essential to the operation of the church and school and they need to be there. That's the official guideline. But this was before, well, I suspect somewhere in the state, somebody, she's good. She's all set. She's good. Somewhere in this state, somebody will get stopped for some reason just to check and see what they're doing. But it's not going to be, I don't think it's going to be a big problem. Because if I was a cop, I wouldn't do it. I'm not risking my family to make sure that you're going to the grocery store instead of going somewhere else. All right, my friends, hang in there. Again, just know that God is in control. There is a reason for this. Do we know what that reason is? Of course not. Will we ever know what the reason is? Maybe not. Maybe not. But whatever's going to happen is going to happen. And we just got to put our faith somewhere other than with us. If there's anything that this has proven, it's proven that we as people are nothing. We have no control over anything. Maybe that's what this is about, to teach us that we really don't have any control. And if that's the lesson that comes out of this, maybe that alone is worthwhile. We're not in control. God is in control. I choose to put my faith in him. I choose to put my trust in him. And I know for that reason, it's going to be all right. Thank you, my friends, for joining me on this edition of Wednesday Night Live. Stay safe, stay healthy, watch out for each other. Get out if you can. Do some fishing, some hiking, some scouting, some hunting, whatever you can. Get some fresh air and make the most of it. Have a good night.